Hi, I'm Max Spainhour.
And I'm Troy McCormick. Welcome to Indiana Outdoor Adventures. Indiana Outdoor Adventures is brought to you by Hi-Tech Firearms and Training, Haubrey Forestry Consulting, managing your timber and wildlife resources, Derby City Game Calls, it's your call, Lawrence County Tourism Commission, discover an unexpected destination, Hillbilly Custom Game Calls, and Fire Knock, the most advanced lighted knock. Welcome to Indiana Outdoor Adventures. My name's Troy McCormick, and today we're at the Yellowwood State Forest, right outside of Brown County State Park, and kind of between Bloomington and Nashville. And we're with the Purdue Outing Club Adventure Race. And today they're getting ready to start a 48-hour orienteering challenge in which the contestants will go out and, using just a topographic map and a compass, be able to find their way from checkpoint to checkpoint and see who can make it back in the fastest time by this time Monday, 48 hours later. Let's check in with race officials for the official kickoff and team meeting before the race gets started.
Okay. I don't either. All right, we'll do roll call when the rest of your team shows up. This is your race packet. There should be a t-shirt for each of your racers in here. There's power bar for each of your racers. Make sure there are 2 maps, 2 UTM plotters, and the punch card for the first leg of the race. Okay. You guys are in race group B, so you guys will be getting your points 12:15 starting at 12:30. That was assigned by.
Getting our points. Oh, you aren't giving the points out beforehand?
No. Plotting is part of the race this year. You'll hate us for that when you actually see the points. The outside, there are 2 maps marked in red are the private property. The quads for Yellowwood are not very clear on what's private property inside the park, so make sure you get those marked down on here.
POCAR is our Purdue Outing Club Adventure Race. It's an annual event that we've held for almost 10 years. And it's a 48-hour event where teams are given a map and a compass and a list of checkpoints. They have to go find those checkpoints, and it usually ends up being about 50 miles.
Tell me why you guys are out here doing this.
Well, we volunteered because I'm a part of the club. I'm an officer, so I think it's all I can do to help out with our primary revenue source. So out here and to have fun, mostly.
It's cold out here. You couldn't have thought of a warmer type of project?
No, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Now, what kind of equipment do you have to be prepared for tonight's below freezing temperatures?
Well, a good sleeping bag with a low temperature rating is best. Definitely a foam pad to go underneath that, protects you from the temperature coming from the ground into your bag. And then a 4-season tent or a good sturdy 3-season tent helps. Past that, just some hardy stock.
So you do plan on sleeping?
Yeah, I slept last night sporadically, but
getting ready
nonetheless. Yeah.
Now, how many hours at a time do you think you'll go before taking rest?
I don't know. It's my first time, so okay. Yeah. I may be up for 12 hours at a time. I don't know. However much they need me to be.
Great. Now, is this your first time too?
No, I volunteered last year.
Tell me about being a volunteer. Did you actually have to help rescue people?
No, I never had to rescue people. I was just mainly at the checkpoints, helping bring water and check teams in at the first firewater checkpoint last year.
And when a team comes into a checkpoint, what do they have to do?
At the first firewater checkpoint, they had an activity that they had to do. They had to check in, and then once they finished the activity, they were free to either sit by the fire or leave whenever they wanted.
And you decided to go ahead and try it this year?
Oh no, I'm not racing this year. I'm just a volunteer.
So that's why you're jumping up and down to have all this energy.
Oh yeah.
You're not dreading sleeping out in this tonight?
No, not at all.
All right, well, have fun at the checkpoint.
Thank you.
We're here today with Kyle, who is our race coordinator. And Kyle, we've just been kind of talking about the number of teams that might finish. Now, after your introduction that you gave, I heard some of the people that know you and Nick, who plotted the course out, they're a little concerned about some of these checkpoints. Tell me about the selection of checkpoints. You try and make them as challenging as possible?
We try to be, the correct wording we like to say is challenging, but not tricky.
Okay.
Easy to find, hard to follow. In that they should be easy to locate the flags if they can navigate themselves to the right location.
And navigating is literally using a topographic map and a compass, plotting your points, and then using the terrain to match the topographic map.
You use the terrain, there's some trails marked on the map. Another technique that a lot of teams use is pace counting, where they know each pace is about so many feet or so many meters. Then they know about how far they've gone if they count how many paces they've walked. So they can use that. But generally, there's no electronic navigation aids, no GPS. They're just out here on their own.
And no motorized vehicles of any kind, no mountain bikes.
Everything's on foot, no motorized
now
vehicles.
I did notice in the instructions that you're allowed to use a pogo stick.
Yes, you are allowed to use a pogo stick. We did put that in there, and in fact, if you complete the rate with a pogo stick, you're allowed to race for free forever, I think.
I was kind of hoping somebody would show up
yeah.
just because of the humor.
We're waiting for someone to do that.
Somebody's going to do it someday. Now, the racers, they actually navigate kind of out and then back in. This is kind of the hub here.
This is the hub. This is the start finish and the headquarters. We run everything from here. This is where all our volunteers are stationed. Okay. We'll have several patrol cars out through the course, patrolling around, making sure the racers are safe. Okay. And in addition, we'll have a secondary fire water checkpoint that's also staffed.
I know you're concerned about safety, and obviously temperature's supposed to dip down to about 25 tonight, and below freezing. There's required equipment that
that's
they
right.
have to take with them. Sleeping bags.
Sleeping bags, some form of shelter. It can be as light as a tarp. It can be as heavy as a big tent, whatever they're comfortable with.
But now they can come back here and they can actually get in their vehicles.
That's right.
Tell me about that.
They can get in their vehicles. We let them store some supplies, food, change of clothes. Their camping is available, but they're not allowed to turn on the car.
So they can't get the heater going.
They can't get the heater going. They can sleep in the car too if they'd like.
Well, which might be kind of nice to get out of the bitter cold wind.
It would be nice. It is windy here.
Now, do you have teams that will just they will stay out the whole time? And
yes, we have several teams. In fact, usually the top finishers just race straight through, and they finish in about 20 hours or so, and they just go nonstop.
So you can't actually finish in 20 hours. It's not a full 48 hours.
It doesn't necessarily take the full 48 hours. That's just the deadline that we impose.
Okay. I know you've got more to do, so I'm going to let you go, and stay tuned, and we'll come back with more POCAR racing here in the Yellowwood State Forest. If you own timberland or open land, Haubrey Forestry Consulting specializes in timber sales, timber management, and wildlife habitat management for private landowners. We are also experienced with timber stand improvement, contract tree planting, and reforestation work. Our specialty is wildlife habitat management. If you own land and want to see an increase in deer, turkey, quail, and grouse populations on your property, we can tailor a management plan specifically for your needs. Enter to win a free turkey hunt with Indiana's 2010 Turkey Calling Champion. Indiana Outdoor Adventures is offering a free drawing to anyone age 18 years and older. The winner will receive a 2-day turkey hunt in southern Indiana with Indiana Outdoor Adventures Pro Staff member and State Turkey Calling Champion Jack Rollins. The winner will receive a gift pack of custom-made turkey calls, a weekend stay in a log cabin, and your hunt will be aired next season as part of Indiana Outdoor Adventures. Enter online today at www.indianaoutdooradventures.com. One entry per person. The drawing will be held March 31st, 2011. Hillbilly Custom Game Calls, offering the finest and precision-made diaphragm mouth calls for wild turkey hunting. Each call is handmade and gauge-stretched for exact tension each and every time. Select from double and triple reed calls like you've never heard before. We also have an assortment of handmade wood box calls, glass and slate-top pot calls, and predator calls that will make us your source for all of your custom game call needs. Look for us online at www.hillbillygamecalls.com. High-Tech Firearms and Training is your southern Indiana source for all of your hunting and shooting supplies and firearms. We have a fully stocked selection of handguns, rifles, shotguns, knives, ammunition, bows, and archery supplies. Firearm training and personal protection classes are offered by NRA certified instructors in our in-house training center. Remember, shoot often and carry safely. High-Tech Firearms and Training is conveniently located in Sellersburg, Indiana.
Every team in that start group, there's 2 start groups this year, A and B at 12 and 12:30. You need to report about 15 minutes early, and at that time you'll receive a sealed envelope. At your start time, you can open that envelope, and in that envelope will be a list of all the checkpoints. So all the checkpoints are going to be in there. You might not have all the coordinates, but you'll have all the checkpoints. Those coordinates will be revealed to you throughout the race. You'll be ready for it. Trust me, it's not too bad. It is POCAR. You got to be ready for anything. Also along the course, there might be a few things you might need to pick up with you at some checkpoints. You need to make sure you only take 1 for your team. Not 1 per person, but 1 per team. If somebody is caught taking more, you're disqualified. Okay? So our number 1 rule is sportsmanship. That goes hand in hand with only taking 1 peg. All right? Don't mess with other teams. Don't do anything to slow them down or ruin their time. All right? Everybody's out here to have a good time. So just be good sportsmen. You all know what that entails. Really important, you need to have a minimum of 4 people racing on your team. All right? And you need to be within eye shot and ear shot of each other at all times. So no splitting up to go find checkpoints. Stay together. That's for safety reasons. I also want to reiterate, crossing open bodies of water is a big no-no. There's a big lake. Of course, you need to stay off of it, all right? Especially today, it's a little bit warmer. The ice might be a little bit thin. If you go through, probably not going to be able to rescue you. It's just going to be a recovery, all right? So stay off of open water. Throughout the rest of the park, it shouldn't be much of an issue. All right, are there any questions about any of this?
Great. What team are you guys on?
Team Fighting Ferrets.
Fighting Spirits?
Fighting Ferrets.
Is it also ninja
Fighting.
something?
It was. I think they shortened it.
Okay, Fighting Ferrets.
Fighting Ferrets. Okay, well, cool. Tell me about why you want to go out and do this.
Well, well, this is my 3rd year. I really want to finish this year.
Okay.
That's the goal. The first 2 years were just kind of fun, but now I think we really want to finish.
Now you're determined.
Absolutely, yes.
Got to finish now.
Yeah.
What was the weather like last year compared to today?
It was a little warmer.
Yeah?
It was warmer, but I brought lots of layers.
Okay.
So hopefully it compensates.
Is that kind of the key to layer up so that you can adapt?
Yeah, absolutely.
What about sleeping tonight when it's down below freezing?
Well,
We have nice sleeping bags from
We
the club.
do, yeah.
We'll sleep close together. It'll be
we'll
okay.
huddle.
Now, do you take time to build a fire, or you just drop down, put the tent up, go to sleep, get back up in a couple hours?
They have the fire checkpoints at certain places.
Okay.
And then when we go to bed, we're just going to gather in the car.
So you can come back to sleep in the cars?
Yeah, you just can't use it for
turn it
radio
on,
or lights
yeah.
or heater or anything.
So you basically can't turn the ignition on and get warmed up.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like
So
a tent.
it's kind of a, you go out, you get your checkpoints, and then you come back in, and then you go back out again.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope on Monday, come 12 o'clock, I'm here with the camera, and I see you guys coming across the finish line with all your checkpoint tags.
Oh, me too.
Hopefully we'll be done before then. We don't want to wait that long.
You want to try to get done even sooner? So
Sooner
you
than
can get in and get warmed up and
Yeah.
stay that way.
Yeah.
Are you guys members of the club?
We
Yes.
are.
Okay. Are there other things that you do during the course of the year?
We're rock climbers.
Yeah,
mostly.
Yep.
Okay, well, good. Great.
Great.
Well, good luck and thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're from Purdue, 2 seniors, 2 freshmen, and we're just out here to have some fun, really, but just kind of figuring out what we want to do. They haven't given us our coordinates yet, but we'll plot those soon, as we get them.
But you do have the official race topo map of this area.
Yeah.
And this is the Yellowwood Forest, and have you had a chance to walk around it all down here yet?
No, not yet. We're fresh to this area.
Is it a little intimidating seeing these hills with all the snow on them?
Yeah, a little bit.
I say it's a little colder than the last time I was here too.
Yeah. I think we're set.
Yeah?
We're pretty set.
Well, good. Well, I'll let you get back to your strategizing, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
8, 9, 10. Jumping jack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now we can... What? We're working on that. All right.